Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today is a special edition of Tea Club on Friday, March 27th. So, this is a glass vacuum coffee maker, or otherwise known as I think it can also be called a siphon brewer. And one of the things that's very important about brewing tea or coffee in one of these glass vacuum coffee makers or vacuum brewers is that you can't have a finer grind than that of a medium grind of your coffee. It's got two glass bowls. This is a little rubber seal, and when the time comes that the water here is boiling, I'm going to twist that on there to create a vacuum seal. And this glass plug has a little beveled section right there that provides just enough openness to push the water up into the upper chamber without letting any of the leaves or the grounds down into the lower chamber. We're having Darjeeling tea today, which is from India. And this the funnel holds itself here on the stand. And it's got its own little fuel tank. I can't remember what it's called, the type of alcohol that you put in this little chamber to keep the flame going. But it takes a while to get it to start boiling, to get the water to start boiling, and then once you twist that on there, it takes several minutes, probably about 6 or 7 minutes, to pull the water all the way up through into the upper chamber where it's brewing the tea. And then at that time, you snuff out the flame, and gravity pulls the tea back down, and when the tea gets back down to the lower chamber, it's ready to brew. I've been planning for years to bring this in as a special tea club, and invite one of my colleagues from the science department to explain the process of how this thing works. I don't entirely understand it myself. And when I read about it, and I read about some of the misconceptions about no, what's not happening, I don't really understand what they're talking about. So I would tell you a little bit more about how this works, but I don't feel like I'm really qualified to do so. Oh, we're starting to get some bubbles. This is good. These little guys right here, there are two of them, one for each of my cats, Bob and Mike, and they react differently to these little guys. I might be able to, I might still have it. I tried to get a little footage of Mike batting one of them around. I think this guy. But he kind of tries to play with them, and he doesn't understand why they don't fight back, you know, and he gets confused and then leaves them alone, but then he tries again. Bob finds that they are his children, and he picks them up in his mouth like a lion, you know, picking up, you know, and he carries them into his little area right around the stairs here. Underneath the stairs is a little area for the cats. There's a little cat door and a cat entrance and a sign, and their food is inside, and their cat box is inside, and Bob will take the little guys here in there and lay them down in front of the food in order to give them something to eat. It's Bob! Oh, I bet you can't see him. He's just out of the camera angle. Maybe you can. He doesn't like to be picked up. But here he comes. Hey, Bob! I believe this is about there. It's very important, it's stressed over and over that the outside of these glass bowls has to be dry for this process, and every time I read about it, that particular issue, it sounds like a warning that the glass could potentially explode if you don't do it right. You don't make sure it's absolutely dry. Sometimes things in my house topple over because the cats have knocked them down. And when I'm making a tea club video, I don't feel I can really go look. But as you can see, the water is beginning to rise, and the tea is beginning to brew up here. And that little piece of glass is keeping the tea separate. Um, all right, now we've gotten to the point in which the tea has brewed long enough. It's just about ready. The water is completely, almost completely gone from the lower chamber. And I'm about to take the glass cap, and snuff out the flame. And in just a moment, there's going to be a tipping point. I don't know how well you could hear or see that, but there's a bubbling effect that indicates this is the last of the tea, and all the tea has now fallen into the lower chamber. You can twist off the upper chamber, put it back in the stand, and the tea is ready. There's a certain brewing, there's a certain flavor that's very smooth that that you get from this glass vacuum brewer. I also prefer my Darjeeling with a sugar cube and milk. So happy Friday, happy tea club, and take tomorrow off. Don't even come in, and the next day.